The massive alien ship hung over New York like a silver cloud, its smooth surface reflecting the morning sun. Below, thousands of people gathered in Times Square, their necks craned upward and their phones held high to capture humanity's first official contact with alien life. On the giant screens above, the same scene played out. Ambassador Gray, tall and elegant with silvery skin, shaking hands with the UN Secretary-General. "We welcome Earth to the greater galactic community." The alien's words boomed across the square. His voice was perfectly human-like. Translated by the advanced devices his people had gifted to Earth's leaders. The Galactic Council looks forward to sharing knowledge and technology with our new friends. In his office 50 stories above the crowd, Major James Thompson watched the scene with narrowed eyes. Something about the whole situation felt wrong to him. He had spent 20 years in military intelligence, and his instincts were screaming that this was too good to be true. "You're being paranoid again, James," said Dr. Emma Miller, who stood beside his desk. The quantum physicist had been working with him to study the alien technology that had been shared so far. "They've already helped us solve our energy crisis with their fusion reactors. The medical advances they shared have cured 3 different types of cancer." Thompson picked up one of the alien devices from his desk, a small silver sphere that supposedly helped clean air pollution. "Don't you think it's strange that they're giving us all this technology, but won't explain how any of it actually works?" Before Emma could answer, both their phones buzzed with an alert. Another technological gift was being announced. This time, the aliens were offering to help upgrade Earth's communication networks with their quantum technology. High above Earth's atmosphere, in the Council ship's private chambers, Ambassador Gray's friendly smile vanished as soon as the cameras turned off. He faced a holographic display showing the 12 members of the Galactic Council's inner circle. "The humans continue to accept our gifts without question," Gray reported, his true voice a harsh whisper. "They are as primitive and naive as we expected." The head counselor's ancient face filled the screen. "Excellent. Their rapid technological advancement over the past century has been concerning. No species should move from primitive combustion engines to nuclear power so quickly. They are too unpredictable, too violent. They must be contained. The vulnerability programs are being embedded in all the technology we provide," Gray confirmed. "When the time comes, we will be able to shut down their entire infrastructure, their weapons, their communications, their power grid. Everything will fail simultaneously. And the humans suspect nothing. A few of their military intelligence officers have raised concerns, but they are being ignored. Their leaders are too excited about the technological gifts to listen to any warnings." Back on Earth, Thompson was compiling a report that no one would read. He documented every strange inconsistency he had noticed in the alien technology, the way it integrated too perfectly with Earth's systems, how it all seemed designed to make humanity completely dependent on alien maintenance and upgrades. Emma worked late into the night, trying to understand the quantum principles behind the alien devices, but every time she thought she was close to figuring something out, she hit a wall. It was like the technology was deliberately designed to be impossible to reverse engineer. "We're missing something big here," Thompson said, bringing her another cup of coffee. "Why would an advanced civilization suddenly decide to share their technology with us? What do they really want?" Emma looked up from her work, dark circles under her eyes. "Maybe you're right. I've been studying their quantum communications device for weeks, and there's something odd about its programming. It's like it has hidden functions that I can't access. Hidden functions that could be activated remotely," Thompson asked grimly. The implications hung heavy in the air between them. Outside their window, another alien ship descended through the clouds, bringing more gifts that would be accepted without question by Earth's eager leaders. In his private chambers, Ambassador Gray activated a secure channel to the Council. Everything proceeds according to plan. The humans continue to embrace their own destruction with open arms. Soon, they will be completely dependent on our technology. And then, the head counselor's cruel smile filled the screen. and then we will show them their true place in the galaxy. 3 months after the aliens' arrival, Thompson sat in his dimly lit office, surrounded by walls of data screens. Each one showed a different analysis of the alien technology that now powered most of Earth's major cities. He hadn't slept properly in days, but he knew he was close to proving his suspicions. "Emma, look at this," he called out as the physicist walked in with their morning coffee. "Every time we install more of their communication nodes, our old systems start failing within weeks. They say it's because their technology is so much more efficient, but I think there's more to it." Emma set down the coffee and leaned over his shoulder, her tired eyes scanning the data. "I've noticed something similar in the power grid. The alien fusion reactors work perfectly, but all our backup systems have been having mysterious failures." Thompson pulled up a global map covered in red dots. "These are all the places where our traditional infrastructure has failed since the aliens arrived. Notice anything strange?" Emma's eyes widened. "The pattern. It's not random at all. The failures are spreading out from each alien installation like a web." "Exactly." Thompson stood up and paced the room. "They're not replacing our technology. They're attacking it, making us completely dependent on their systems." A soft beep from one of Emma's devices interrupted them. She had been running a deep scan of an alien communication node for weeks, trying to crack its encryption. The screen now showed a stream of alien code that made her gasp. "James, you need to see this." Her fingers flew over the keyboard. "I finally got through their security protocols. This isn't just a communication device. It's programmed to interface with every piece of alien tech on Earth. And look at these command functions." Thompson read the translated code and felt his blood run cold. "Kill switches. They've built kill switches into everything they've given us." At that moment, the lights in their office flickered. Both of them froze, but the power stayed on. Through the window, they could see another alien ship descending toward the city, probably bringing more gifts. "We need proof that everyone will believe," Thompson said, grabbing his secure tablet. "Can you download that code?" Emma shook her head. "They'll detect any attempt to copy it." But she pulled out her old phone, the kind that couldn't connect to the new alien networks, and took pictures of the screen. Sometimes old technology is the best technology. In orbit above Earth, Ambassador Gray received an alert. Someone had breached the security protocols of a communication node. He quickly traced the location and recognized the names associated with it: Thompson and Miller, the two humans who had been asking too many questions. "They are becoming a problem," the head counselor said when Gray reported the breach. "Perhaps it is time to accelerate our plans." "No," Gray replied. "If we move too quickly, others might notice what these two have discovered. I will handle them quietly." Back on Earth, Thompson and Emma worked through the night, gathering more evidence. They found hidden protocols in the alien medical devices that could turn them lethal with a single command. The air purifiers could be switched to release toxins. Even the entertainment systems the aliens have provided contain surveillance programs. "We need to warn people," Emma said, looking at their wall of evidence. "But who's going to believe us over them? The aliens have already given us so much." Thompson was about to respond when his security system, one he had built himself using pre-alien tech, flashed a warning. "We've got company. Looks like we're not the only ones working late tonight." Through the security cameras, they watched as a group of men in dark suits entered the building. They moved with military precision, but something about their movements seemed off, inhuman. "They know," Emma whispered, quickly gathering their evidence onto secure drives. "What do we do?" Thompson was already moving, pulling open a hidden panel in the wall. "We run. We hide. And then we find people who will listen." He grabbed his go-bag, prepared months ago, when his suspicions first started. "The aliens think they've got us all under their control, but they don't know humans very well. We're not going to just roll over and accept this." As they slipped out through Thompson's escape route, Emma looked back at their office. They're going to destroy everything we found. Not everything. Thompson patted his pocket containing his old, unhackable phone full of pictures and notes. Sometimes being primitive has its advantages. 2 days after Thompson and Emma's escape, the attack began. It started with a simple announcement from Ambassador Gray to Earth's leaders. The time has come for humanity to understand its true place in the galaxy. In that instant, every piece of alien technology on Earth activated its hidden protocols. The fusion reactors shut down, plunging cities into darkness. Communication networks went silent. Transportation systems froze. Medical devices stopped working. In military bases across the world, weapon systems crashed as the alien viruses hidden inside them activated. Thompson watched it unfold from a hidden bunker he prepared months ago, using old equipment that didn't rely on alien tech. "They're making their move," he said to Emma, who was working frantically at a bank of computers. "How bad is it?" "Worse than we imagined," she replied, looking at reports coming in through backup channels. "Hospitals are losing power. Air traffic control is down. And there's something happening in orbit. Above Earth, massive warships emerged from hidden positions behind the moon. They had been there all along, cloaked and waiting." Ambassador Gray stood on the bridge of the lead ship, watching with cold satisfaction as Earth's defenses crumbled. "Primitive species never learn," he said to his crew. "They're so eager for advanced technology that they never stop to think about the price. Begin the landing sequence. There will be no significant resistance." But Gray had made a serious mistake. Humans had survived and thrived for thousands of years before alien technology. While many modern systems were failing, older technology was suddenly becoming humanity's greatest asset. In an underground military base, General Roberts switched on a vacuum tube radio system from the 1940s. "This is an emergency broadcast to all forces. Revert to analog systems. I repeat, revert to analog." The old equipment in our museums just became our best weapon. Across the world, humans began to adapt. Old diesel generators were pulled from storage to power hospitals. Vintage radio sets were dug out of attics. Military bases broke out mothballed tanks and jets that didn't rely on advanced electronics. Thompson and Emma worked through the chaos, using their knowledge of the alien systems to help where they could. "Look at this," Emma said, pointing to a pattern in the alien attack. "They're so focused on disabling our new technology that they're completely ignoring our old systems. They think we're helpless without their tech." In orbit, Gray received the first reports of unexpected resistance. His troops had landed expecting to find helpless humans cowering in the dark. Instead, they were meeting organized resistance. Old-style radio communications were coordinating human forces. Mechanical weapons were still working. Even simple things like printed maps and compass navigation were proving surprisingly effective. "Impossible," Gray snarled as another landing force reported heavy losses. "Their primitive weapons shouldn't be able to harm our ships." But they could. The aliens had built their defenses to stop advanced energy weapons and digital attacks. They weren't prepared for simple kinetic weapons, bullets, artillery shells, and missiles guided by basic electronics that their viruses couldn't infect. In Washington, a group of young military officers had discovered something crucial. The alien ship shields were tuned to stop energy weapons, but they had a weakness. They couldn't maintain their field against continuous physical impacts. Old-style machine guns, firing hundreds of rounds per second, could actually wear down their defenses. Thompson received this news through his backup channels. "They never expected us to fight back with obsolete weapons," he told Emma. "Their arrogance is going to be their downfall." As the first day of the attack ended, humanity was bloody but unbowed. The aliens had expected an easy victory over a helpless primitive species. Instead, they found themselves facing millions of humans who refused to surrender, armed with generations of primitive but proven technology. In his hidden command center, Thompson watched as more reports came in of successful human resistance. "They thought taking away their technology would leave us helpless," he said. "But they forgot something important. Humans have been fighting and surviving long before they showed up, and we're very, very good at it. Above the Earth, Ambassador Gray faced an uncomfortable reality. The simple containment action he had promised the Council was quickly becoming a full-scale war, and for the first time, he felt something he never expected to feel when dealing with primitives: doubt. 1 month into the alien invasion, Thompson stood in an abandoned subway tunnel beneath New York City. What had once been a simple maintenance area was now a bustling resistance command center. Old computer screens lined the walls, carefully isolated from any alien networks. Maps covered the tables, marked with both enemy positions and resistance strongholds. "We've figured something out about their ships," Emma announced, walking in with a group of engineers. She spread out diagrams on the central table. "They're not as advanced as we thought. They just use technology differently than we do. Look at this." She pointed to scans of a captured alien vessel. "Their ships rely completely on energy shields and computerized defenses. They have no physical armor at all. They never expected to fight enemies who still used physical weapons." Thompson nodded, remembering how surprised the aliens had been when old-style artillery had taken down their first ships. "Can we use this?" "Better than that," Emma smiled. "We've been studying the alien tech they left behind. The Resistance has figured out how to combine our primitive weapons with their advanced power sources. We're calling them hybrid weapons." In a hidden factory that had once made farm equipment, Resistance engineers were already building these hybrid weapons. They took simple rocket launchers and loaded them with warheads powered by salvaged alien energy cells. The alien shields couldn't recognize the combined threat: physical rockets carrying energy weapons inside. Underground bases around the world were doing similar work. In Russia, they mounted salvaged alien cannons on old tank bodies. In Brazil, they modified World War II planes with alien propulsion systems. Each group found new ways to combine Earth's primitive technology with alien advanced tech. The aliens made a big mistake, an engineer told Thompson as they watched the first hybrid tanks roll out. "They thought we'd just copy their technology. They never thought we'd improve it." Above ground, Ambassador Gray was getting increasingly frustrated reports. His forces were facing weapons they'd never seen before: impossible combinations of primitive and advanced technology. "How are they doing this?" he demanded. "These humans shouldn't be able to understand our technology, let alone modify it." But humans had always been good at taking things apart and putting them back together in new ways. The Resistance grew stronger each day as more people joined and brought their skills and ideas. Emma made another breakthrough in her underground lab. "Their communication system has a fatal flaw," she explained to Thompson. "It's so advanced that it can't handle simple signal noise. Look what happens when we broadcast old radio static near their ships." They tested it that night. A group of Resistance fighters used World War II radio equipment to flood the air with static. The alien ship's complex communication systems crashed, leaving them unable to coordinate their attacks. Earth's old radios worked perfectly through the interference. Thompson watched from a rooftop as confused alien ships collided with each other, their formation broken by the simple radio static. "Sometimes the old ways are the best ways," he said into his analog radio. "All teams, move in." Resistance forces struck from hidden positions across the city, using their hybrid weapons. Alien shields designed to stop pure energy weapons couldn't handle rockets with explosive cores. Their complex targeting systems were useless against fighters using paper maps and hand signals. In his flagship, Gray received more bad news. The humans weren't just resisting. They were winning battles. His forces had lost 3 major cities in the past week alone. "Impossible," he muttered. "They're supposed to be primitive." Back in the Resistance base, Thompson and Emma looked at reports from around the world. More cities were being liberated each day. The aliens' perfect technology was failing against humanity's mix of old and new, digital and analog, physical and energy weapons. They thought taking away their technology would leave us helpless, Emma said, working on plans for their next hybrid weapon. But they gave us something better. They taught us how to combine our technology with theirs. Humanity's greatest strength has always been learning and adapting. Thompson looked at the latest battle maps, showing alien forces retreating from another city. They wanted to teach us our place in the galaxy, he said with a grim smile. I think we're about to teach them theirs. 3 months into the war, humanity was ready to take the fight to the aliens. In the vast underground chamber that served as Earth's unified command center, Thompson stood before a group of military leaders from around the world. Today we stop defending and start attacking, he announced, pointing to a massive display showing enemy positions. Thanks to Dr. Miller's work, we now understand their technology better than they do. And more importantly, we know their weaknesses. Emma stepped forward, bringing up images of their new weapons. We've finished production on the hybrid fleet. Old aircraft carriers loaded with new energy weapons, tanks with alien shield technology, and our secret weapon, ships that can actually follow them through space. That last announcement caused excited whispers through the room. The aliens had always believed humans were decades away from true spaceflight. They didn't know that Emma's team had cracked the secrets of their propulsion systems. The aliens think they know everything about us, Thompson continued. They've studied our official military bases, our modern weapons, our defense systems, but they never bothered to learn our history. They don't know about our backup bunkers from the Cold War, our mothballed weapons, or our ability to improvise. The attack began at dawn. Across the globe, hidden resistance forces emerged from underground bases and secret facilities. The aliens had mapped every modern military base on Earth, but they knew nothing about the thousands of old bunkers and fallout shelters that now served as humanity's hidden arsenal. Ambassador Gray's first warning came when his orbital sensors detected movement from what he had thought was an abandoned naval yard. Ancient aircraft carriers, now fitted with salvaged alien weapons, were heading to sea. Before he could react, more vessels appeared from hidden coves and underground river bases. Impossible, he shouted as reports flooded in. These ships were decommissioned. They were obsolete. Sir, one of his officers reported, they've modified them. They're using our own technology against us, but differently. Their targeting systems are manual, immune to our cyber attacks. They're using mechanical backup systems we can't hack. In the skies, the aliens faced another surprise. Old military jets, enhanced with alien technology, launched from hidden mountain bases and underground hangars. Their hybrid nature confused the alien targeting systems, which couldn't decide if they were primitive or advanced threats. Emma watched from the command center as their plan unfolded. The aliens rely too much on their automated systems, she explained to the generals. They don't know how to fight enemies who can think and adapt on the fly. The space battle was the biggest shock for the aliens. They had positioned their fleet on the dark side of the moon, believing themselves safe from the planet-bound humans. They never expected to see Earth ships rising through the atmosphere to meet them. Thompson commanded the lead ship of Earth's new space fleet, vessels built in secret, combining the best of human and alien technology. All ships, remember your training, he broadcast on their secure channel. They expect us to fight like them. Let's show them how humans wage war. The Earth ships attacked in ways the aliens had never seen. Instead of engaging in the formal, organized battles the Council favored, humans fought with improvised tactics. They used the moon's gravity for slingshot maneuvers that the aliens' computers insisted were illogical. They turned their engines into weapons, using thruster blasts to blind alien sensors. In his flagship, now under heavy attack, Ambassador Gray watched his carefully planned invasion fall apart. The humans weren't just fighting back. They were winning. Their hybrid technology was unpredictable, their tactics defied military logic, and their determination was unshakable. Fall back, he ordered as another explosion rocked his ship. All forces, retreat to backup positions. But the humans had anticipated this too. Emma's code breakers had cracked their retreat signals. Resistance forces were waiting at every fallback point, armed with weapons that combined Earth's legendary firepower with alien advanced technology. "They wanted to show us our place in the galaxy," Thompson said as he watched alien ships fleeing Earth's combined fleet. "I think it's time we showed them that humanity's place isn't at the bottom. It's right at the top." News of Earth's successful resistance spread through the galaxy like wildfire. On the Galactic Council's Central Space Station, the governing chamber erupted into chaos as representatives from hundreds of worlds demanded explanations. Thompson and Emma stood before the Council as Earth's representatives, wearing simple military uniforms that contrasted sharply with the elaborate robes of the alien diplomats. They had been brought here after Earth's forces pushed the invasion fleet not just off their planet, but out of their entire solar system. "You claim humans are primitive," Thompson addressed the Council, his voice firm. "But we just defeated your most advanced fleet using technology you threw away as obsolete. Maybe it's time for the Council to rethink what primitive really means." The head counselor's face showed barely controlled anger. This was a simple containment action. Ambassador Gray acted without full Council approval. "That's a lie," Emma interrupted, stepping forward. She held up an old-style tablet, completely isolated from alien networks. "We found the Council's original orders in Gray's command ship. This wasn't just containment. You planned to make Earth dependent on your technology, then enslave us." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Many younger species in the Council had questioned the wisdom of attacking Earth, but the older members had dismissed their concerns. Now, those same younger species were openly challenging their leaders. "The humans did something unprecedented," announced the representative from a young spacefaring race. "They didn't just copy advanced technology. They improved it. They combined it with their existing systems in ways we never imagined possible." Images appeared on the chamber's huge screens, showing Earth's hybrid weapons in action. Old naval ships firing energy weapons, classic fighter jets with alien shields, space carriers that could match the most advanced Council vessels. "Look at how they adapted," another young representative added. "When we take away advanced technology from most species, they collapse. When we took it from humans, they went back to their old technology and found ways to make it work better than our new systems." The chamber erupted again as more representatives spoke up. Many revealed that they had secretly helped Earth during the conflict, impressed by human resilience and ingenuity. Some admitted to already adopting human hybrid technology principles in their own defense forces. Ambassador Gray, now under arrest, watched from a secure chamber as his carefully built political alliances crumbled. The old guard of the Council had always maintained power by controlling access to advanced technology. But humans had shown that older technology, combined with creativity and determination, could be just as effective. "We demand a complete reform of the Council," Thompson announced. "No more keeping younger species dependent. No more technological suppression. No more treating primitive races as inferior." The head counselor rose, his ancient face twisted with rage. "You dare to make demands. You are barely out of your Stone Age." "And yet," Emma replied calmly, "our Stone Age technology just defeated your most advanced fleet. Imagine what we could do as allies instead of enemies." Support for Earth's position grew as more Council members spoke up. The younger species had long resented the old guard's control over technology. Now they had proof that alternative approaches could work, that combining old and new, simple and advanced, could create something better than either alone. "The galaxy is changing," Thompson told the chamber. "The old way of doing things, looking down on younger species, controlling their development, treating them as inferior, that ends today." In the end, the Council had no choice but to agree. Earth's victory had exposed the flaws in their system. Their technological superiority had been their greatest strength, but humans had shown that technology alone wasn't enough. Creativity, adaptability, and the willingness to try new approaches mattered more than having the most advanced systems. A new era begins today, Emma announced as the council voted to accept Earth's terms, one where all species work together, sharing knowledge and learning from each other, where being primitive or advanced matters less than being innovative and determined. The old guard of the council watched in silence as their power slipped away. They had tried to put humanity in its place, never realizing that humanity's true place was right alongside them, as equals in the galaxy. 1 year after Earth's victory, the Galactic Council looked very different. The grand chamber that had once been filled with ancient, arrogant leaders was now a place of genuine cooperation between all species, young and old alike. Thompson stood at the main podium, addressing representatives from across the galaxy. Behind him, Earth's new embassy on the council station showcased their unique approach to technology. Old-style mechanical clocks hung next to holographic displays. Simple radio equipment worked alongside quantum communicators. It was a perfect symbol of humanity's philosophy. Use what works, no matter how old or new. The galaxy has changed, Thompson began. 1 year ago, we faced extinction because the old council thought we were too primitive to exist alongside them. Today, we're teaching advanced races how to combine simple and advanced technology in ways they never imagined. Emma sat in the front row, surrounded by alien scientists who had come to learn from Earth. Her hybrid technology program had become the most popular knowledge exchange in council history. Species that had once looked down on primitive technology were now eagerly studying Earth's old machines, amazed by their reliability and adaptability. The greatest weakness of the old council, Thompson continued, wasn't their technology. It was their minds. They were so focused on advancing in one direction that they forgot to look for other paths. They thought newer always meant better. In a secure detention facility, Ambassador Gray watched the broadcast with bitter amazement. His perfect plan to subjugate Earth had instead revolutionized the galaxy. Humans weren't just surviving. They were thriving, teaching other species that true advancement meant keeping the best of the old while embracing the new. Today we welcome 3 new species to the Council, Thompson announced. Species that the old Council called primitive. But we've learned that primitive doesn't mean weak or stupid. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best ones. The chamber erupted in applause as representatives from the new member worlds took their seats. Each of them had followed Earth's example, combining their traditional technologies with advanced systems in unique ways. The galaxy was becoming a place of innovation rather than imitation. Emma took the podium next, activating a display that showed their latest project. We're building a new type of space station, she explained. One that uses both mechanical and energy shields. One that can operate even if some systems fail. The old council built things to be perfect. We're building them to be reliable. The changes weren't just technological. Earth had insisted on new laws that protected younger civilizations. No more secret plots to control developing worlds. No more technological suppression. Every species now had the right to advance in their own way at their own pace. But our greatest victory, Thompson said, returning to the podium, wasn't defeating the invasion. It was changing how the galaxy thinks. We showed everyone that being different isn't wrong. That having a different way of doing things isn't primitive. It's valuable. In the years that followed, humanity's influence spread far beyond technology. Earth's art, music, and culture fascinated other species. They were amazed by human creativity, by the way Earth's people could take ideas from anywhere and make them their own. The old guard of the council, those who had survived the political upheaval, gradually came to accept the new reality. Some even admitted that their civilization had become stagnant, too dependent on perfect technology that couldn't handle imperfect situations. The future belongs to those who can adapt, Emma told a group of young alien students visiting Earth, who can learn from the past while embracing the future, who aren't afraid to try new things or keep old things that still work. As Thompson looked out at the changed council chamber, he remembered those dark days when the aliens first betrayed Earth. They had thought taking away their technology would leave humans helpless. Instead, it had revealed humanity's greatest strength, the ability to take what they had and make it better. "Welcome to the new galaxy," he concluded his speech, "where primitive and advanced, old and new, simple and complex all work together." The old council wanted to put humanity in its place. Well, they succeeded. Our place is right here, helping to build a better future for everyone. The chamber filled with applause, not just from the younger species, but from the older ones too. The galaxy had learned its lesson. True strength wasn't about having the most advanced technology. It was about having the wisdom to use all technology well.